Hi, this is Eric Plays, and this is one of my first games playing Iron Man in the new Marvel Rivals. I did the tutorial, so I learned a little bit about Iron Man. I'll just say right off the bat, he's a little OP. I guess a lot of the players are overpowered right now. In Overwatch, I typically mained Pharah as an attack, and so I kind of naturally felt called to a flying character. Right now, there's not really a good counter against Iron Man. Some people that can shoot up in the air and fly with me. I guess if another Iron Man would be a great counter to me. But in this one, I'm just kind of doing like little pot shots below. I have this build-up of a kind of like all these little mini rockets. They don't do the most damage. Like, I mean, the main goal, I guess, in this game is to get your ultimate, which for Iron Man is fairly easy because I rarely get any sort of death blows early on in the game, so I'm able to charge up fairly quickly. My aim obviously is not the best, but it's kind of like, again, like Pharah from Overwatch, where it's kind of like in the general vicinity and you get some damage, and then when you do get some sort of shot. So when you saw that like kind of like array of rockets, I'm not sure exactly what that's called. It's just like kind of a good multi-hit. Okay, Doctor Strange is up in the air with me. I had to kind of fly around. I use the shift boost. When I click shift, I notice that like I can't. It says I can shoot rockets while shift, but I never learned that. Oh, here's my ultimate. And so that got, I think, 2 kills. I think that might be my best kill, like multi-combo here. This game kind of goes on for about 10 minutes, so it's at least 10 minutes shorter than the typical Overwatch game, which I can see that being appealing to a lot of people that want to just play a quick game. Obviously, players are kind of learning everything, so I think this is an anomaly in the wins of the game. Although I will note, spoiler alert, I get MVP for this game. And I think that's just because I've went through the tutorial, kind of know like kind of the tricks of the trade with the flying character, like using some coverage, staying well out of reach of the kind of like more close-up combat players. So right here, I'm kind of getting further and further away. As the game goes on, I kind of get a little bit arrogant and I get a little bit closer. So there's obviously a range for like the mini rockets, but for the main one I'm shooting, that one's just like the one I just tend to like just go over and over again. Another kind of strategy for anybody that's using any sort of flying character. Again, I'm not an expert, but what I've learned is getting behind the team every now and then is really helpful. So right now I have my ultimate. I'm like kind of flying around hoping to get some sort of like angle on somebody. Right now there's not too many players out right now. See, I'm getting a little bit arrogant right here, trying to get too close. I should keep my distance. I'm sure I'm very annoying to the other team. They're just like, why can't anybody take down the flying person? Well, they should know I'm Iron Man. This is the idea behind this like strategy is obviously getting as many kills as I can. In the moment, I am just like, I'm just like looking at any sort of red kind of object in the vicinity for me. I remember seeing the shark has a kind of a cool attack. I think that's the shark's ultimate, is like kind of like sucking us in. I think that's shark's ultimate. Okay, see, they're kind of all backed up here, and this is where I think I use my ultimate. Yep. Let's see. Yeah. So that was, yeah, another 2 kills. Maybe the third if I finally get this person right here. I think this is Moon Knight, maybe? Yeah, so 15-player kill streak. Yeah, at this point they actually start, I think they kind of like realized, oh, we need to be moving the Convoy. I think this is what this mode is called. It's the Convoy kind of thing. It's not my favorite. Obviously, this is very kind of defense level-ish. But I do kind of, I mean, like, this is great practice for figuring out, you know, which ultimates I'm going to be encountering. Oh, that move right there, that's one I didn't use very often. I think it's right click. So I've been typically using left click, but on right click, it kind of like, if you line it up onto them, it kind of shoots like a higher fire rate for some sort of weapon. Again, I wish I was kind of an expert in every single name of this, but that was the right click kind of thing I used. The strategy here also is for that multiple, like kind of like array of rockets. Oh yeah, I use that right click again. Is you have to use E to kind of like power yourself up, and then you use F to kind of shoot those rockets. So I kind of do that right here. Oh, but this is my first death. So I'm doing fairly well so far. So I'm like, wow, 16 kills. Okay, I think we can stop them. And I'm sure everyone else is kind of like learning their own strategy right now. So the L shift is really great for getting back into combat. I pressed E right there. That's one thing I learned is when you press E, you can't use shift because you're basically just kind of charging up your suit. So I get way too close, but that was, I think, a fairly good use of the rockets right there. But I'm kind of by myself, I think, right now, so not a good strategy. I think I die again. Oh, this is a good one. That was another 2 kill, but I died in the middle of that ult. So yeah, and I think that was something, again, I keep comparing it to Overwatch. That's my only point of reference right now. But like typically when Pharah does her ult, that's a great time for the enemy to like kill you. So in the same way, I think there's probably a strategy of like finding an angle that you can't easily be shot at, not doing it in the middle and anything like that. So right here, I'm starting to get kind of like, I'm kind of starting to back up again because I know I'm getting killed twice in a row from there. Yeah, I think there's just like this kind of top-down kind of strategy right here. I hope it's not boring to talk about this kind of stuff, but I'm kind of learning, oh, I need to do this. I think this is where I'm desperately searching for a heal. I don't know where the heals are. I only learned that like you'll see like occasionally, yep, I was going to enemy base, I think right there. You have to look for kind of like a green, oh, I was doing a little bit behind there. You're looking for like a green plus somewhere. Oh, I saw it right there. Theirs was. So this is actually another good thing is like, you know, you're trying to find the heals. Hopefully you have some sort of healer on your team and that you can go from behind right here. Doctor Strange has a really good block. I feel like Doctor Strange is a really good kind of like shield for teams that have like heavy fire rate. Just stand behind them and slow it down. Yeah, so right here, I'm only at 11% charge. I think we're doing fairly well. Right now, I think we're all kind of getting into our stride of what our character does. Probably should not have done that kind of like mini fire right there. I'm almost, that was fairly quick, I think, to get the ultimate charge. So right here, I'm trying to use the tree as cover. And I really want, I know Doctor Strange is doing fairly well right here, so I want to see if I can do it right on top of them. That was a, yeah, double kill again. So I think so far, it's not like so OP that like it takes out the entire team unless they're all together, which would rarely happen. But I think it's a good, consistent double kill. Oh, there you go, Doctor Strange up in the air. I feel like that would have taken me down as if Doctor Strange kind of like focused me, since I was just, again, kind of doing like kind of, I don't want to call them cheap shots, but I would say it's the kind of classic airborne player strategy. So right here, I think we're down to like a minute left. So basically, it's essentially just making sure that they don't kind of like work together. My teammate just said I can heal. That's great. I'm not sure what that does exactly, but they're doing a great job. As you'll see at the end, I didn't know how to like, I didn't realize you could thumbs up everybody. I think there's a limit of thumbs upping, meaning like giving them credit at the end of the game. So it took me a while to realize I could thumbs up everybody. But everyone did a great job. Flying around because I know I can use my last ult for the game. Using kind of coverage. I do like kind of that you can break down things. It reminds me of a few newer games that kind of have that feature where you can break down the environment. That was a good rocket thing. Kind of just like assisted everybody. All right, now I have to get my last. I think I got killed 3 times, so there's about 15 seconds left. Again, Iron Man's great because then you can just like charge into the gameplay fairly quickly. I'm assuming like Hulk and other characters that are kind of more heavies. It takes a while. So I got 95. I know I want to use my last one to like make sure this overtime doesn't go over. So there we go. Got my ult. Target the convoy and just make sure no one's there. And that was kind of the end of the game. I think I got 29 kills that game. And this is what I learned. They kind of do the MVP. And of course, a GG to everybody. The chat wasn't as active as I imagined. I don't use a mic during the game, but I might do so in the future. But yeah, this was It was a fun game. I could see how this could compete with Overwatch. There's a lot of, there's a novelty. Yeah, 29 kills. A novelty of like a new game that's kind of competitive. But I think the edge that it might have is that there's familiar characters. And so part of the lore is kind of already built in.